Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss, take off the weird ass jewelry. I'ma take 10 steps, then I'm taking off top off.
Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today's video is going to be all about how you go from being a wantrepreneur to an entrepreneur. This is a subject that I feel super passionately about in particular. It's a friction point that I see a lot of people get stuck at when they're first starting their online business. For a business to be successful, it needs two very simple components. It needs mindset and it needs action, and that will ultimately lead to success. We've upgraded to an actual stand today from the last video, as opposed to just sticking the flip chart up on the window. If you guys keep liking these videos and keep dropping me questions on the channel of what you want me to address, I'll keep making them. So without further ado, so first and foremost, let's define what a wantrepreneur is. They dream of success, but they don't act. They want all of the glory, but they don't want to put in any of the work. Walt Disney said, the way you get started is to quit talking and start doing. That's super clear and concise for me. He's one of the best to ever do it. And I think we should definitely take on board that advice for the rest of this video. Just have it in the back of your mind, because a lot of the stuff that I'm going to say is going to relate to this. The key differences between pros and amateurs, so entrepreneurs and wantrepreneurs. So the pros, they set clear goals and deadlines that they can execute on. Those goals are normally quite achievable. The amateurs, they wait for motivation, they need validation off others, they're always waiting for the ideal conditions. They get this paralysis by perfection sort of aura around them. The pros create results where the amateurs just dream about it. They're just sat there, they're always waiting for the right time, the right moment, and they're just dreaming about it. They don't actually do the actions. So for me, I would classify the pros, the entrepreneurs, as the driven. So they create confidence, they create purpose, and they create courage through action, whereas the wantrepreneurs, they seek purpose, they seek strength, and they seek approval. They're always seeking for someone else to create it for them. Don't wait or seek the motivation. You need to create it. Nothing is given in this world. You can't just wait for opportunities to come to you. You need to create them. I think that is one of the biggest differences between an amateur and a pro. It's all very well and good me just saying that, you know, the differences, or you might be sitting there and thinking you're one of the other. I don't really care. How do we go from an amateur to a pro? We need to shift the mindset first and foremost. As I said at the start of the video, mindset plus action equals success. So we need to shift from excitement, so just thinking about it, to commitment. So excitement for me is just a saying, it's lacking real commitment, where actual commitment is creating long-term action and growth. It's being absolutely dedicated to something until the task is done. For me, that's a real entrepreneur's mindset. You may be asking yourself, okay, that makes sense, but what does that look like? I call it the filthy rich mindset. So what does that actually mean? So rich in drive and stamina. So as I said, being absolutely dedicated until it's done. The stamina element is you've got to keep going and keep going and keep going. You need to be competent and focused. So competent is being able to deliver results in whatever product or service that you're doing it for. You need to be able to fulfill the product or service all of the time, 100% of the time. And that is complete competence. You need to be focused while doing it, always having your eye on the ball. You need to be generous. So that essentially means within your product or service, always trying to create value for the customer. Generosity can be seen as many different things, but I believe the best businesses are the ones that are solely focused on moving the metric to success for the customer, whatever that needle is, whether it's leads, whether it's sales, whether it's likes on Facebook or follows on Instagram. Just be solely focused at moving that needle to success. That is the entrepreneur's mindset. And it's your job as an entrepreneur to cultivate all of that. As I said, don't seek, create. It's your job to cultivate it. And it might not just be for you. As your business grows, as your business scales, you need to do it for the people around you, your advisors, your mentors, and most importantly, your team. That's how a business goes from being just a one-man band to an absolute unicorn of a business with team members. You need to create that culture and that environment. So how do we act like a professional? So how do we act like a pro? So entrepreneurs embrace risk. They're not opposed to it. They're not scared of it. We understand that it's part and parcel of the world that we live, the nature of business these days. We embrace risk and we're happy to take that on. An amateur's mindset is being scared of risk or not feeling confident. You know, let's embrace it. Let's get used to being comfortable in the uncomfortable. Embrace discomfort. I really like this saying. As soon as you get your head in the mindset of you don't mind being in an uncomfortable position, I think that's a really, really good growth mindset. Whether that be even down to like you doing something in the gym or in a particular sport, sometimes the best results come out of something that is truly, truly a grind. I think the more that we can get comfortable in the uncomfortable, embracing discomfort, the better. So some actual tangible steps for you to go from being a wantrepreneur mindset to an entrepreneur mindset. So first and foremost, we'll start with this one, which is really, I think, prevalent in the world we live in today, is cutting the pretenders off. You only want to hang with the real ones, people who actually make your life better, your business better, your health, wealth, and relationships better. We want to hang around with fountains and spend our time with fountains, not drains. This is a lesson I probably learned a little bit too late, and I would advise that you learn sooner rather than later. Number two is clear, achievable goals. So many times I see people set these huge goals for themselves, which is amazing, but they're not really that achievable or attainable. Many small goals achieved add up to big goals achieved. And this is something that's really, really important to remember. Non-negotiable routines. I think Jocko Willink said something like, the first rule of the Navy SEALs is just to make your bed at the start of every day. Just set non-negotiable routines that you live by. If it's make your bed at the start of each day, go into the gym, just make sure that you don't break these and stand by these. This is something that really creates that entrepreneur mindset of just routine, structure, never deviating away from it. Accountability, be hard on yourself, keep yourself accountable. It's not good enough to not meet those goals that you set, not meet those achievable goals that you set for yourself. Be hard on yourself. Too often we have this mentality, and society teaches us that it's okay to not achieve your goals, to not achieve success. No, I disagree. Be hard on yourself, be accountable for yourself, and more importantly, track the progress of that accountability. Make sure you're always logging that down. Don't give yourself excuses. We've got here as well, stop lying to yourself. So this sort of links to accountability here is a wantrepreneur mindset is to not achieve a goal and then come up with an excuse for it that validates why you didn't achieve that goal. Stop lying to yourself. And finally, I've put move or die. So this is a saying that I used to have with my friend when I was a little bit younger, is if you don't do it, someone else will. If you don't go and get that client or deliver that service to the best of your ability, someone else will come along and do it, and they'll take that off you. And I've been in a position where someone has taken business off me and it feels terrible. So move or die, do all of this or don't bother at all. So I just wanted to be real for a second and just say, it's not all sunshine and roses being an entrepreneur. It's really hard, especially, again, in the world we live in today. There's loads of stuff on social media. We're constantly being bombarded with ads about you should be at 100K a month, you should be at 200K a month running your online business. It's really hard being an entrepreneur, but fortune favours the brave. And one of the things that I would say is if you're watching this, just by watching this video and the stuff that I speak about on my channel, you've already hinted to me that you're of the nature of an entrepreneur mindset. Fortune really does favour the brave. And if you're watching this, you can go out there and do it for yourself. It's not that hard to make money online with your online business, whatever it might be. Just go out there and start and do it. So we're starting to come to the end of the video today. This phrase here I've said already, analysis by paralysis. You're destined to be great. Just own it and stop overthinking it. Don't just keep waiting for that perfect moment. Set a time, whether it be later today after watching this video, tomorrow, the day after. Set a timer on the actionable step that you want to achieve, the imperfect action. So waiting for the perfect moment leads to an action. A half-decent website or a half-decent business plan or a half-decent plan in general is better than no plan at all, no website at all, no business plan at all. And that's called the imperfect action. Just go away and start and do something. So actionable tasks to take away from today. So I thought to myself, everyone's watched this 10, 15 minute video here. I've told them all about the mindset stuff, which is actually quite intangible. You either will do it or not do it. What are the actionable steps that I can give you as entrepreneurs to take away from this video? So first and foremost, I want you to ask yourself, what's one thing that you can do today to go from dreaming to doing? Just one thing, and just go out and achieve it within the next 24 hours. It doesn't have to be super complex. It can be really, really simple, but just go away and do it. Number two is small action builds momentum. So whether how big or small that task is, go away and do it today and be okay with just a small action. It doesn't have to be the greatest action or biggest task in the world. A small action will get that snowball effect of success. And then number three is write down your limiting beliefs. So one of the times the biggest attributes to why I think people don't start is because they think negatively upon themselves. One thing that really helps me, and I still do it to this day, is write down, and no one else sees it, it's just me. I just write down in a notebook the limiting beliefs that I have about the business or the idea or the plan that I have, and that's completely okay to do. If you write them down, you can reflect on them and think, well, actually, it's not that bad, it's not actually that limiting. Number 4, I'm gonna go out on my back and say this, that if you have an issue, just message me about it. I'm actually probably one of the few people I think making YouTube videos that will respond to a direct message trying to help you about your query or your question. Go and join my community, which is Agency Architecture. It's completely free at this point to go and join. We speak about mindset on there. I'm constantly releasing videos on little tips and tricks to help you with your business. The link is in the description. So drop me a message. Keep asking me questions, keep commenting on the YouTube videos with questions and topics that you want me to address. And the shameless plug as always, like, comment and subscribe and let me know your thoughts, good or bad. Thanks for your time and see you at the next one.
Take off the foo-foo, take off the cloud chase, take off the Wi-Fi, take off the money phone, take off the car loan, take off the flex and the white loss, take off the weird ass jewelry. I'ma take 10 steps, then I'm taking off top off.